Welcome back, fellow history keepers. Today is Sunday, which means it is time for another fun Scraplift Crafternoon challenge. For this week's Scraplift, we're tackling a style that is a little bit out of my usual comfort zone, a beautifully crisp, clean and simple layout blueprint. Now, you all know me. I can't help but love my heavy layering, paper stacking and adding just that little bit more to the page. So today the challenge is all about taking that minimalist inspiration and completely making it my own. Watch as I use my trusty 70-30 rule to stay true to the clean, focused structure of the original prompt while still packing in that signature texture, dimension and cluster that you're used to, and that makes a layout feel uniquely mine. Grab your craft supplies, settle in for a relaxing Scraplift afternoon, and let's see how this transformation comes together. Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and thank you once again for coming back on a Sunday afternoon to spend some time crafting with me and all of the crew that paper snob Tara pulls together each week for us to play along and scrap lift from another artist and help them lift their profile in the community. Today it's Michelle McCants, known as Stamp Booker, and her layout, as you saw, was amazing and I had fun playing with it. I'm using Uniquely Creative this time round, and let's see how I'm going along with the process. So it's all about the layers in this one, and it is just blocking. So you saw me ink up the edge because, you know, I like my borders finished, and so this time I've used the seedless grape, I think it's called, distress oxide to do my inking around the edges, and I am distressing all of my pieces. I then cut out a 8 by 10, no, 8 by 6.5, 7 inches square, that one there with all the print on it. That was because I know I'm going to tuck it in underneath, and then I have the 2 strips which we're going to tuck in under the paper design. Now, why not add in a little bit of difference here, and that's where I'm getting my 30% in. I'm adding in a punched border. You can use a punch if you'd like to do that, or you could use your old-fashioned crafty edge scissors. So you could use any of those designs on those scissors if you've got any of those, if you don't have a punch. This strip here, I decided to go with the brickwork, and that's because you'll see why when I put the photos up. And I'm just tucking them down here underneath all of that floral corner. I really love this paper, and I didn't want to lose the beauty of those florals, so I am tucking in behind. So to do that, I use my craft knife to go around and fussy cut the edges of that floral print, and that allows me to slip the pieces in behind and incorporate them as part of the layout, as you can see on both sides. Now, this paper range is an older Uniquely Creative one, and I seriously love it. It's so pretty. The colors are just amazing. And you can see how it all comes together with the black and the white, tucking it in underneath that corner foliage there. So that will be a cluster point. The other corner is a cluster point, and that marries up with Michelle's placement of her clusters. So it works beautifully in all aspects. I then use this beautiful color. I love this color. It's just stunning. It used to be one of my absolute go-tos. I used to do loads and loads and loads and loads and loads, and I'm telling loads of layouts with this color. But now I'm just using it here because it picks up the purpley pinks in the photos, and it picks up the purpley pinks in the layout. Now, these photos are of my youngest. These were taken when we went to Floriade back in 21. Wow, just after COVID. And it was a beautiful day. And look at how crisp and beautiful these photos are. Can I just say that's the difference between a phone camera and a real camera. These were taken on my absolute beautiful side shot Canon, and it's just so much better. I don't know why I don't use my real camera more than my phone camera. But anyway, convenience, I think, more than anything. But using a real camera makes such a difference to your photos. So I'm inking up my chipboard here, and I'm using some worn lipstick and the seedless grape distress oxide. I end up using my finger to smooth it out and blend it a little bit better. I just wanted it to be a slow transition ombre. I didn't want it to be harsh lined, so by inking it up with my finger I was able to achieve that effect a little bit more, and just a little bit more subtly. So I'm colouring up the curlicue here to go onto it. I just want to extend that L no, actually I extend the U in the U you'll see on the final layout, but I just wanted to make sure that it matches nicely in, and that color is just so rich and glorious. I'm just going to add in a little bit here with my finger just to put some highlights onto the leafy parts and the curvy bits, and that's just going to add nicely to that chipboard. I do love chipboard on a layout. It gives that extra dimension and a little bit more detail. And look at those beautiful flowers there. All right, so I'm not wasting my ink as always. I try not to waste as much of it as I can. So I am going to add in some water, and I'm just contemplating how I'm going to do it, whether I'm going to smooch it on or I'm actually going to splatter it on. And in the end, I just splatter it on. So I had to get my paper back from where I'd put it over the other side of my room. And then I got my brush and the water, as you can see. Now, I didn't add enough water to start off with, so it didn't splatter as lightly as I wanted, which is a bit painful because I really wanted to see it on screen. And I'm really sorry that I didn't do the rest of it on screen. But I did go back and wet up the brush a bit more, and I splattered it to the side, and I'll show you in a moment. It really is a technique. To get splatters with your fan brush, you really do need to make sure that there's a lot of water or a lot of liquid in the splatter mix, because that just makes it go so much easier together on the layout. So I added in some more water. You can see me spraying in a lot more here to loosen it up a bit more, and then it does splatter beautifully over to the side, and I will show you when that part is complete. And I'm really sorry, I do only have a small space that I work in, which is problematic at times, and this is one of those times. So you can just look at my beautiful marble board here with all this ink on it, and there you can see where I splattered it onto the cluster of points for the layout. Putting it to the side to dry, I'll clean up my board. Now, I would really love one of those glass studio design boards, but unfortunately they won't post to Australia due to the embargoes, which is really sad. I really would like to get one of those. Maybe one day in the future that might be a possibility, but at the moment I'm making do with my marble board. It does the same job, but I would just love one of those beautiful glass studio ones. But anyhow, can't have what can't have. So now that we've got that done, I'm now going to start building up with my title and pieces that I've pulled together and fussy cut out of another page of this range. I've got this little house structure here, which ties in nicely with the house in the background. This was actually taken at Cockington Green in Canberra, here in Australia. Canberra is the capital city of of Australia, and it is a state of its own in the Australian Capital Territory. And there is a place called Cockington Green, which is a little miniature house or miniature structure display center type thing, and you go in and all of the beautiful little displays are inside. This was my daughter back in 2021. As I said, she was still at school. She was, we'd just come out of COVID. We were allowed to actually start going out of our zones, and so we took full advantage of it, and we went to Floriade that year. And so I've been, had these photos hanging around for a bit, so I thought, why not? These were perfect for what I wanted to achieve today, and I've just pulled it all together. Now, you can see here that I've put the title exactly where Michelle had hers, but I've extended it. I've also bulked up my cluster points that Michelle has to incorporate the papers as well. But the key elements of Michelle's layout are still quite visible in mine. So I've kept 70% with the structure and 30% with the creativity, and that's my 70-30 rule that I like to follow when I'm working on a layout. And you can just see here the little hummingbirds, which I fussy cut out of the support icon paper, and it's just so cute. I like how this turns out. I'm adding chippy strips to the back of these pieces that I fussy cut to allow for the dimension. And the best thing about the chip strips, they're the same height as the chipboard that you add to the layout, and it just keeps them all together there. You can also see that I've got those beautiful mulberry flowers added in, and they're out of my stash and on a page, which is so much better for me. All right, I'm just going to finish off with my strategic 3 points of 3. You know I love my Nouveau drops on there. These ones here are a crystal glitter one. They just turn out so pretty on this layout. They do have that deeper purpley colour, which is picking up the colours in the papers, and also the grey colour of her jacket, which works nicely, making the photos front and centre on the page, and absolutely always the key of our layouts. The pages and the photos, it's the photos that you need to have as your focal point. There you go. You can see how those clusters have come together. I'm so excited. This page is finally done, and I love how it turned out. Thanks, Michelle, for a great stimulus. I loved working this one. Tara, you're amazing, pulling us together every single week. All the girls playing. There are 10 of us when we're all playing together. All their details will be down below. Go check them out. Leave them some love. And for all those people who have subscribed recently to me, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate it. You are helping to grow my channel and getting my profile out there into the scrapbooking community, which is so much more exciting. And I love being able to inspire. If I've inspired you today, let me know in the comments down below. And have a great week, everybody. Stay creative. Check out the playlist, and I'll see you real soon in the next video. Don't forget the like or the hype or the subscribe if you're brand new. Thanks for watching.